This is the road less traveled. A once-in-a-lifetime and only if you're lucky experience. Here is your host, Drew Myers.
Right here. So, crazy stuff.
I think it's awesome what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
I think it's incredible. And again, when I saw you that first time play it, Picking for Preemies, I was like, whoa, unbelievable sound. I mean, it touches your soul, but then I heard your story. And again, that's why you're sitting here, because I wanted you to give you that opportunity to share that story. And I want to remind you guys today, we are accepting donations in the back for Love Like You Mean It. Proceeds from our merch sales today all go to Love Like You Mean It, and then we'll write a check also from our sponsorship dollars to support you guys as well, what you guys are doing. Josh and I talked this week. It's not just abroad that they're doing stuff. They also do stuff here in the United States. All the money that we are raising here today is actually going to be earmarked for the stuff going on down in Houston. You have some friends that are directly impacted by the Hurricane Harvey.
Absolutely. We have several families that we're very close with that just lost everything, you know. So we're just going to surprise them. That's really what I want to do is, you know, there's lots of money going towards Houston, which is incredible to see celebrities, people just giving just crazy money. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I just want to like personally give these families these checks and be like, hey, buy a new couch because that one ain't going to work no more, you know. So.
And like I told Josh upstairs, I've been very hesitant. We will support what's going on down there, but I don't need to go pay the secretary's salary at Red Cross. That's not what I want to do. So what we're doing today is we're raising money that will go directly to those families. So again, the merch sales will support that. There's a jar right back there. If you just want to drop a check in there or cash in there, we will get it. We'll put it in Josh's hands before he leaves today. So,
you can trust me.
Absolutely. He's a trustworthy guy.
I'm not the guy that goes to Justin Timberlake concerts anymore.
I love what you guys are doing abroad, and I love what you guys are doing here. It says a lot about, Katie, you're included in this, about your hearts.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
It's contagious, man, and inspiring, to say the least.
Well, man, everybody's got something in there. Everybody's got something they're supposed to be doing, you know. And they know it. Like, you may know it. You just kind of like, man, I just don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to pray about that some more. That's like the Christian, that's the Christian back door. You know what, I'm just really going to pray about that. And you should. But at some point, you know, God's waiting. He's already given the green light.
That's right, yeah.
That's what Katie and I say, is we don't wait for a green light. We wait on a red light. Because we wait on God to say, nope, not there, go there. Instead of just, we'll just sit and wait until... Oh, yeah, now it's the time. Now it's time to go.
I like that. Wait for the red light instead of the green light.
Yeah, that's right.
Josh, play us one more song to get us into the break.
Oh.
And I think it's time right now to do it.
All right. We'll see how many people stick around afterwards.
If you leave after he plays this song, you're sorry. I'm going to tell you right now.
If you leave after I play this song, you better put $500 in that jar.
That's right. This is, you played this that night for Justin Frizzell's event, Picking for Preemies. And that's why my wife is here today, because you sang that song. I mean, she was supposed to be out of town today.
That's why a lot of people's wives are here today.
How did you start playing this? How did this become your thing, Josh?
Oh, well, so I grew up listening, you know, to Whitney Houston. My mom, some of you know that story. My mom went and saw The Bodyguard. It was like 1992. We lived in Memphis, Tennessee at the time. She went out and bought the soundtrack like day of, put it in the cassette deck of her Chevrolet Lumina. And for like 2 years, that's all she listened to. I don't know if it was stuck in there or if that's just... We used to jam. I mean, we jammed some Whitney Houston. And so one night, my son and I were laying in bed, and that movie was on TV, and so I turned it on and I watched the whole movie because it's a great movie. And Kevin Costner was like, baller in that movie. Yeah, man. And I just got this idea. I was like, man, I'm playing tonight. I'm gonna play I Will Always Love You. And so I was playing at Hat Tricks in Louisville. Coach Joe Avazano owned the club, and he was a big fan, and he was there that night, and I just kind of half-heartedly did it. And he was like, you need to learn that song. Because if you do that song for real, you'll do it every night for the rest of your life. And I was like, he's like, I didn't know then. He was like prophesying over me that I was going to do that. But a couple, I don't know how long, maybe later, I did it at the Kessler Theater for my mom on her birthday. She wasn't there, but I just I told the story and I did it. And Jeff Lyles, the guy that ran the Kessler, he took a video of it and put it on YouTube. Well, like in that week, it kind of went like semi-viral, right? There was like 20,000 views in that week. And so that in turn opened the door for people to request it everywhere I went. So I played it a ton. Then Whitney Houston passed away. I remember that day because I pulled up to the Mule Pub in Fort Worth, Texas, and I heard on the radio Whitney Houston, found dead in a hotel room, and I literally was like, one, I was really upset because Whitney Houston is incredible, but two, I was just like banging my head like, I'm going to play that song all night. I'm not going to be able to tell people no. And I literally did. I played it 3 times that night.
Whoa.
Never again will I do that. But I played it 3 times that night. And then from there on, like somebody posted a video like a year later on Reddit. They posted that Kessler Theater video. And I sang, the Whitney Houston thing. And it went viral that week. It was like 1 million people watched it. And got all these phone calls from the Ellen show and this show and that show and this manager and that record label and this record label. It was crazy what happened, all the stuff that happened. But because of where I was in my walk with Jesus, I knew like that's not where he wants me to be, so I'm going to pump the brakes on that. So I had to hang up, tell people no, delete emails. It was a hardcore time of just being obedient to what I knew God wanted me to do. And still, that video has taken me like all over the world to Washington, D.C. You want me to tell that story?
Yes, please.
Okay. That's how I started playing it. It was just kind of by chance. Then, it went crazy. But there's an entertainment company in Fort Worth called Encore Live. They got hired to host some of the inaugural events, which is crazy because they're a small company from Fort Worth. But they pitched it to Donald Jr., and Donald Jr. hired him, which is crazy because he's like, we like small businesses. We're going to help you, which is, hey, right on. So I get this phone call from my friend Walter, and he's like, hey, we got a gig January 19th. And I was already booked for something about a week later in Fort Worth. I said, hey, bro, I can't do anything in Fort Worth until after that show. He goes, oh, no, this is not in Fort Worth. I was like, okay, where is it? He goes, D.C. I was like, huh. That's like inauguration day. He's like, yep. You want to come up, play some stuff around there? I was like, yeah, totally. So it started as do you want to come up and sing God Bless America at the Lincoln Memorial? That got canceled. Then this gig got canceled. And through a series of events, we ended up at the Salute to the Armed Forces inaugural ball. Now, he said, we're going to bring up the whole band. We want the whole band. So I put together this crazy band, and we went up to D.C., and it was supposed to be us, Tony Orlando, and the Beach Boys, right? And I got to be careful how I say this. But through a series of events, certain people got fired, and I got moved to the headlining spot.
There you go.
Okay? And don't ask me how that stuff happens. That's called God's grace. And then they were like, and he should just go ahead and sing the first dance for the president and first lady. I'm like, what? Okay. So they call me. They're like, we're going to let you know what song you're supposed to sing. And so initially it was going to be My Way by Frank Sinatra. Now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. It's going to be that stuff, schmaltzy, Frank Sinatra. So I was like, hey, whatever, man. He's the president. It's fine. I'm not going to tell him what to do. You're fired. No. About 10 minutes before he got there, we played our set, which was incredible, by the way. I had no idea what we were getting into. No idea at all. But it was super intense. I mean, like, Secret Service is not a joke. They are the real thing. Like, we each had snipers. There were 8 snipers on the roof specifically for my band. Like, red dot. I didn't know that till after the gig was over. They probably would have played a little different. I'm like, oh, God. About 10 minutes before he got there, they say, hey, go enjoy yourself, have a good time. Go take some pictures. He'll be here shortly. You guys have fun. About 5 minutes till showtime. I get a tug on my sleeve. You got to come backstage right now. Okay? I go backstage. Walter is back there, my friend. He's literally sweating bullets. He's standing there with this woman. He says, look, Josh, this is the liaison to the president. She has something she has to tell you. The president he doesn't want to dance to the song that you have planned. So he's decided my way is out, and he wants to know what you think we should do now. So you have to give us 3 options right now. He's about to be here. We need 3 options, and he has to decide on one before he gets here. We're like, so I start giving him song options. And, they're like on the phone. No joke. She has a phone in her hand with someone on speaker who's in the car with the president on the way to the gig. And they're like, they'd be like, does he know the theme from Cats? That is a true story. I was like, Cats, like the Broadway thing? No, I don't know the theme from Cats. I'm from Texas, man. You shoot cats. We don't do cats. So if you have cats, if you're a cat lover, bless you.
Sorry.
I'll pray for you later. Cats are from hell. We all know that, okay? They live in your house and they own it. They think they own it. I have a cat. I know. He told me I'm from hell. So anyway, I'm like the king of the rabbit trail, by the way. You should, anyway. So they're like, okay, we can't decide on anything. You got to go wait upstairs. The president will be here in a couple minutes. You're going to have to talk to him. I'm like, okay. So Secret Service takes us upstairs. Walter and I, we're standing there. They're like, here's what's going to happen. The president's going to walk in those doors right there. He's going to walk up those stairs. He's going to greet you first. Then he's going to greet you. We're going to introduce you. We're going to tell him who you are. He's going to ask you what the options are. You give him 3. If he doesn't know the options, you sing the song. And I was like, yes, sir. I can do that.
Were you nervous at this point? I mean,
No, that's a whole other story about why I wasn't nervous, but because God is good. That's why I wasn't nervous, because God told me, like, hey, you sing for me all the time. Who is he? He's just a dude. Don't worry about it.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there was that peace. The Bible talks about the peace that surpasses understanding. It's like beyond understanding. I had that peace. I was really chill. Walter, on the other hand, not so chill. Walter's like, bro, you were about to audition for the president. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to pray. This is a good idea. I'm going to pray. And so I walk down the hallway. I'm praying, no joke. And the Secret Service is following me. They're like, sir, you need to get back in place. The president is in the building. I said, okay, no problem. So I get back in place. I stand like this. They say, don't stand like that. Okay, I stand like this. They say, all right, he's in the building. They're doing their thing. Ivanka Trump walks in first. She walks in, says hello, waves to everybody, walks into her little holding room. And then this bum rush of just people come up the stairs, security and all these people. And the president, the first lady, vice president, his wife, and some other family members are with him. They come up the stairs like in a flood. And they introduce me and say, Mr. President, First Lady. And he's like, yeah, I'm Donald. This is my wife. And I was like, yeah, I know. and introduced the vice president, his wife, and they say, Mr. President, this is the man that's going to sing the first dance. Oh, good. By the way, he was holding his wife's hand the whole time. I did notice that. And they never stopped holding hands. And she's like holding onto his arm, probably because she'd been wearing heels since like 4 a.m. She's like, And he's like, okay, so we don't want to dance to My Way. We've already done it twice tonight because there's 2 other balls. He's like, we've already done it twice tonight. Doesn't look good. We don't want it 3 times. Doesn't look good. I said, yes, sir. And he said, what do you think we ought to do? And I was like, well, first I said the song Ooh Child, because I had this soul band, and we did it earlier in the night, went over really well. And he was like, Ooh Child, I don't know Ooh Child. What is Ooh Child? And I said, ooh child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh child, things will get brighter. Mike Pence was like, yeah, that's a good one. And he was like, yeah, it's too fast. It's too fast. We're not going to go out there. I'm not going to go out there and just dance, okay? I'm not going to go out and dance. I'm just going to do something slow. Let's just do something slow. What do you think? Something slow. And I said, okay, how how about the Whitney Houston version of I Will Always Love You? And he goes, perfect. Perfect. Slow, it's good. That's good. And
were you like, I think I know it?
Yeah, no, and then he asked his wife, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. That sounds good. And I said, sir, there's only one thing. I know that you want this performance to be with a band. I play that song solo. I play it by myself. Never played it with a band. And he goes, ooh, I think it would be good with the band. I think we should do it with the band. Don't you think we should do it with the band? And Walter speaks up. Walter says, sir, his version of I Will Always Love You is the best you'll ever hear in your life. And I was like, yeah. So Walter had my back hardcore. And he looks at me like, and by the way, he's a close talker too. He was really close. He was like this. And he was like, what's your best song? And I said, so that's got to be the best. Millions of people heard me sing that. He said, you know what? If you think that's your best, that's what we're going to do. Okay? You're in charge. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. You guys have fun. We'll see you downstairs. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right? All right. Okay. And I was like, well, that actually went pretty good. And then he was like, you want a picture? And I was like, yeah, I'd love a picture. And he goes, yeah, you want a picture. Come on. Come on. Come on, honey, let's give him a picture. So we got a picture, and then he goes, hey, this goes good, you sell 1 million records. Well, that's my story with the president. When we walked downstairs, we had about 1 minute before the band was supposed to go on. By the way, meanwhile, I'd been texting my wife and trying to call my wife the entire time that I was waiting on the president. She's like ditching my call. She's downstairs taking selfies with Tony Orlando. No joke. If you don't know who Tony Orlando is, it's worth a Google. He's got some hits, right? So she's like, oh yeah, you kept calling me while I was trying to take a picture with him, and he was like, who keeps calling you? And she's ditching my phone call. Meanwhile, I'm like sweating bullets. I got to meet with the president. Anyway, so we went downstairs. Worked it up with the band. I told the band, hey, it's A, F sharp minor, E, D. Go back to the 4, then the 5. And then they were like, I was like, it's in 6/8. Just follow me. You guys have heard me do it 1,000 times. It's going to be fine. And they were like, hey, man, you're the boss. So we walked on stage. We played it one time with the band, and it was in front of 31 million people. I didn't know that at the time. And then we've never played it with the band since then, just because that's pretty special. We'll just keep it like that.
My favorite part of that is when you asked me, do you want me to tell that story? How could you come here and not tell that incredible story? That is awesome.
Bro, there are people that do not like that guy. I don't know if you know that. Have you heard? I don't know.
It's still a great story.
Hey, he was cool to me. So that's what I tell people, when people get on that subject and they're like hating real hard. I'm like, oh yeah, what was he like when you met him?
Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. I enjoyed the heck out of that. So do it, man. Play it for us. Josh Weathers, The Road Less Traveled. Let's
go. If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I go, but I know I think of you every step of the way, and sweet memories that is again. Whitney, so goodbye. And please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need, babe. And will always love you. We'll always love you. And I hope life treats you kind. And I hope, well, she'd have on you. Dream love. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you
Josh Weathers, The Road Less Traveled. We went long, but hey, it doesn't matter. It was worth every dang second. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll be back here for the second hour. Make sure you grab some merch. Again, all of the merchandise sales go to benefit Love Like You Mean It. We'll be right back. This is The Road Less Traveled.
This is The Road Less Traveled, the live audience version of the Defining Audacity Radio Show. Sit back, relax, and let Drew Myers put some amazing singer-songwriters and their music in the spotlight.
I'm Rowdy, and I am the most handsome bull on my owner's ranch. Now, being a bull used to be a great life. At first, there were no fences at all, and I could visit my cows anytime I wanted. Then there were rickety old fences that I could go through like you-know-what through a goose. But since my owner put up this new pipe fence from PJ's, it's put a real damper on my love life, if you know what I mean. PJ's delivered and installed a pipe fence that I just can't get around, over, or through. It's like being on a love life lockdown, and it's all the fault of that PJ's Pipe Fence Company out there between Granbury and Glen Rose. So bulls, don't let your owners call PJ's Pipe Fence and Field Clearing at 817-776-7440, because those buzzkill bandits will lock you up tighter than Charlie Manson's mustache. Do not call PJ's Pipe Fence at 817-776-7440. You just forget that number right now and free the bulls.
This has been The Road Less Traveled, a once-in-a-lifetime and an only-if-you're-lucky experience. The Road Less Traveled is a Defining Audacity radio show designed to inspire people to live on purpose. Stop saying you'll just do it tomorrow and start living a bold, adventurous, and intentional life.